Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to another From the Tap. As always, it's your host, Vasali Mojito. Today, I'll be talking about a VTuber Collab cafe in the States, Tomoe Umari's art contest, Katabasis' recent Donothon, and finally, Venture Trade Company's newest gen that recently debuted. Now sit back, relax, get some popcorn, and enjoy the show. So, kicking off today's program, let's start off with Gamers Heaven in the Bay Area and the recent VIDOL Cafe event that ran from Wednesday, October 7th to Sunday, October 12th. Now, Gamers Heaven is an anime and gaming cafe located over in Santa Clara, California. Usually, anime or VTuber collab cafes are a lot more prevalent in Japan, but they're steadily growing more popular in the States. So this is a fantastic occasion. For this special event, they had special themed drinks, life-sized standees, and coasters in collaboration with Utano Pandora, Nene Amano, and last but not least, Pillow Deer. The coasters came with any drink order there, and customers could choose which coaster they wanted. So I think this was a pretty neat touch, pretty cool. A lot of them, they do it pretty much randomized, so you can't really choose which coaster you would have wanted. So it was extra cool they let you choose which one you want. And a many thanks to Neon Shrine, VTuber Fan Events, and Vitoku Studios for their hard work in setting things up as well. I hope that the success of this event will inspire and encourage more or similar events throughout the States. And heck, maybe we might even have some over on the East Coast. I think that'd be pretty neat. Usually we get neglected on a lot of this stuff, but hey, if it does really well, maybe they'll bring it to more states. However, in any case, I hope everyone who attended this event had a wonderful time. And again, much love to the talents involved. Now, speaking of good times, Katabasis VT, it's a group or agency of sorts of 4 VTuber idols. We have Chai, Nonnomiya Mikan, Kiyomi Pyonpyon or Kiki, and Neppy Nep. They had a 5-day Donathon in mid-September that ended with a huge concert with 4 of them. The original Donathon goal was capped at $1,400, and the stretch goals they had were capped at $4,000. However, with the hard work and the support and love of their fans, they ended up raising a whopping $18,200. That is fantastic, and many kudos to these girls for their efforts. They definitely smashed those goals. Like, that is insane. So y'all are cracked. But in any case, please feel free to check them out. They're all wonderful ladies. I've had the pleasure of catching their individual streams a good number of times, and they're usually collabing with each other. So it's a very good opportunity to get to watch them more, and generally their content's really enjoyable. And I know Kiki, I watch her particularly. She streams a bit late for me, but her streams have been so relaxing, and the games that she plays are really good. I think she recently beat Final Fantasy IX, which she was insane at that game. Oh my god. But I'm going off on tangents. Please check them all out. You're bound to find one of them that you really enjoy, and if you enjoy one of them, you'll definitely enjoy the others. They're all fantastic ladies. So check them out, and again, congratulations. That is awesome. I believe they should have some new debuts or new costumes, new outfits, models, perhaps later in October. So that's awesome. Now, next up, I forgot to mention this in the last broadcast, but I'll announce it now here for you all. In the last broadcast, I mentioned that Tomoe Umari had her 3rd year anniversary and her Donathon. But one more thing. She also started hosting her first art contest to celebrate the occasion. Now, please refer to the image on the side next to me here, or in the link to her Twitter post down below in the description section for more information. However, I will mention the prizes in case you're curious. The first place winner of the competition will receive $1,500. The second place winner will get $1,000, and third place will get $750. Now, if you don't win those three, it's okay. There's still additional prizes for honorable mentions that'll be based on either the most funny, the most cute, or the most cool categories, each at $350, and additional $100 for 7 other art pieces that are out there. So there's a good amount of opportunity to win a little bit of dosh for your art of the horse of the Hans. The contest ends on November 30th. Okay, so there's still quite a lot of time for you to get your submissions in there. So if you're hurting for a bit of dosh, wouldn't hurt to send a good piece of artwork that you worked on. See if it gets picked up. Now, best of luck to you, all of you artists out there, on your depictions of the glorious Umari leader. Best of luck to you all. Now, finally, we have one more topic I'd like to cover tonight, or today rather. Venture Trade Company and their newest generation of talents called Macabre. Now, for those unfamiliar with Venture Trade Company, allow me a few minutes to talk about what they are, how they came out to be, what they're about, and a little bit of their history and what kind of stuff they do. It's not like a VTuber agency like you would think of FaZe Connect or HoloLive or any of that. However, Venture Trade Company is a hobby and gaming enthusiast shop. So think of a trading card game or a tabletop gaming store. And they have an actual physical location over in Mansfield, Massachusetts. So if you live up there, or if you're in that New England area, they do have a shop there. So feel free to check them out, especially if you want your Warhammer minis or your D&D books or trading cards. Feel free to hit them up. They also do some anime-themed merch too, so that's pretty neat. And the company was founded back in 2022, and they've also handled some VTuber merch. Such as right now, I believe they have some Y Schwartz HoloLive trading cards, and they also have other merch based on their affiliated talents. Now, they don't exactly manage the talents, the VTuber talents that are affiliated with them. It's more of just they'll do some promotions, they'll have some merchandise themed on them. For example, on the website they have a kitchen magnet that has a little 4th of July picture of their original 3 talents in their first generation, which is Misfits. But I'll go over that in just a second here. Now, examples of talents that they've worked with include the Indie Abigail C, Mississippi Piensis, or Abby Croc M for short. Other examples of talents they work with are their first generation, actually, of talents called Misfits, and the members Busujima BB, Mumkey D, and Nemcro. However, earlier this month, on Friday, October 3rd, their newest generation, Macabre, debuted, adding the members Lobotomy Bunny, Hammy Hamstrudel, and last, but certainly not the least, Sour Grape Sama. Their debuts are great. I managed to actually catch those debuts live, so that was pretty cool. I didn't really know Lobotomy Bunny or Hammy Hamstrudel before. I only knew Sawa, really, out of the 3 of them, because I've been following Sawa for a good hot minute. She's the one I've actually met out of the whole group. I managed to meet her at Offkai at the meet and greet, and she was very pleasant, very lovely to talk to. Fantastic lady. I still owe her a Kermit the Frog impression. I promise I'll get to that at some point. I just get backlogged on everything, so it throws me over. But in any case, I did see the debuts of Lobotomy Bunny, Hammy Hamstrudel, and again, I also saw Sava's debut with Venture Trade Company. It was actually a really good night, really good event. Real pleasure meeting all 3 of them again. Lobotomy Bunny was really interesting. In her debut stream, I believe she does a lot more art-themed content. And it was very interesting seeing her she did let's say glow ups or the good retouches of her senpais or her seniors over at Venture Trade Company, where she added some pretty gnarly adjustments to them. Like, oh yep, I made him beautiful now. But yeah, very interesting. You should totally check out the VODs for their streams. It was really interesting. Maybe Hamstrudel as well. She was cool. She showed us clips of some of her streams just to give people like an idea of her kind of content. She does a lot of gaming and some reactions as well, and she was actually very entertaining, very funny. So I think I believe Venture Trade Company cooked with this gen. So I think that's going to be a great opportunity for them, because now that they have 6 talents, there's more opportunities for collabs, which again, the new well, I haven't mentioned yet, but Macabre already had their first collab together just last week, where they were playing a SCP Containment Breach together. So they're already doing collabs. So now they have more talents involved. It'd be cool seeing, intergeneration collabs, or they have just, more events in general. They can be able to pull off more stuff now that they got more talents working with them. And again, I don't believe they're actually managed by them per se. It's more just kind of like merch agreements. So let's say, Sawa has a cool merch drop coming up, or Hammy has a cool merch drop coming up. Venture Trade Company will probably have, a bunch of her stuff on stock, or they'll get a bunch of her stuff on stock, or they'll help get that set up. And who knows, maybe they'll do more. I believe this year was actually the first year Venture Trade Company had a booth at Offkai. So they'll probably be doing that at multiple other conventions as well. And who's to say maybe next year they might have a bigger booth and have, do their own meet and greets and all that with their talents, perhaps. So best of luck to Venture Trade Company. They're definitely on the smaller side of agencies or groups, but it is tough running any kind of VTuber agency or, management or any of that stuff. So I hope it really works out the best for them. I would love to see, a lot more corporations out there, a lot more groups out there. Definitely, competition is fantastic, especially in this sphere. And with all the stuff that's been going on lately with some other bigger groups, I think it's a good opportunity for smaller organizations to come in and fill the gaps that a lot of these bigger organizations have kind of just dropped the ball on, or have lost mass numbers of their audiences and all that. So there's definitely a good void that could be filled. So I hope the best again. I hope the best for the new talents, their new members, Venture Trade Company itself. I wish the best of luck to them, and of course the fans. Right, without their fans, it wouldn't have gone anywhere. So you guys rock. You guys are the best. And honestly, they just work hard to keep on keeping on. I'm pretty sure they'll do pretty great. I haven't heard anything, particularly negative from Venture Trade Company, so that's a good sign. Especially when it comes to VTuber merch. There's been a lot of issues with some companies and all that when it comes to that. So, seeing one that hasn't had that yet, it's a very good sign. So, again, I'll be hoping the best for them, and hope you all can check them out, support them, support your small businesses, support your small agencies. Now that'll wrap it up for today's feature. Thank you as always for joining me. Please remember though that these broadcasts, they're now bi-weekly on Wednesday. So the next release of From the Tap will be on Wednesday, October 29th, which is just in time for Halloween, this maximum spookiness. Also remember that if you are an up-and-coming VTuber and you wish to be featured in the show, for example, you want to have your big debut announced, or you have a Donathon coming up, or a subathon coming up that you want me to, share with people, feel free to check out the Google form below or send me a message. I would love to share your special events to as many eyes as I can, or perhaps we could even have a little interview together. We can have a little chat session together. I don't mind that either. Just let me know. I'd be more than happy to have you on the show. Now, all that said, though, I hope you have a fantastic week, and please take care of yourselves. And finally, remember to stay possum. This is your boy, Vasali Mojito, signing out.